welcome back to 20th Century Dude. Today we are just going to be doing a very short review on the new Jeff Nichols film, The Bike Riders. And honestly, the only other film I would have seen is a little indie film called Mud. I forget when it was. It had to have been like 10, 15 years ago, I would think. With Matthew McConaughey and Reese Witherspoon in it. It's just nice personal little story there. It was just a random movie I happened to pop in while browsing through Tubi one day, and that was my introduction to this director. I know there's a few other, the rest of his filmography that I'd like to see, and hopefully I'll get around to eventually. But he has a new film out now called The Bike Riders, which I remember seeing an ad for. Maybe I'll go see it or something. But then the summer movie season hit, and then I remembered how little of it I actually wanted to see outside of maybe a few things. Because 2024 is not great for a whole variety of things that are going to interest me to go to the theater, unfortunately. But yeah, I chose this over Inside Out 2 because I don't have a burning desire to see Inside Out 2 at the moment, so I decided let's do The Bike Riders instead, which I'm sure was probably a much better alternative. Because, like Mud, you get a very personal story, not only for Tom Hardy's character, the leader of the Vandals biker gang, but also for Jodie Comer's character. And Austin Butler also serves as another one of the main characters, and he's one of these new rising stars where I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it big, because he was impressive in Dune 2. While the Elvis movie had plenty of shortcomings, I feel like he was pretty good in the role, and I forget what else he was in. I saw him in. It wasn't Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's something else. I don't remember which one. But yeah, I would say he has a very impressive career in front of him, and this movie is no different for Austin Butler. And with the Bike Riders, we really get to see not only the bikers, as a culture during the 1960s, but we also get to see how they really are as people and how they really adapt or fail to adapt to change, especially with the newcomers, as far as the Vandals Club. It's not really a gang. If I said gang already, it was technically a vocal mistake. It's a club. It was made pretty clear in the movie that this is a club, and that club, with the introduction of new members as well as expanding to other territories, becomes much bigger. But definitely once you get into the latter half of the 60s, you got stuff like, the hippies and Vietnam vets coming back home, and it's sort of now potheads, and younger people who want to get into the biker club, but they don't really understand, the rules. They don't understand really the culture. They're in there thinking, oh, we're just going to be bad boys, and we're going to be committing crimes and running drugs and stuff like that. But you really see, not only with Tom Hardy's character, but with some of the other, I guess, first members of the club, but they're not really adapting to that new change, because that's really what leads almost to the end. And while Austin Butler's character isn't the most talkative in the whole movie, you do get to hear, especially through Jodie Comer's character, just the amount of frustration he has, just the amount of times he's like, I want to quit, I want to leave, but he never does. And it's not until, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but there's a character named Cockroach, and they sort of have to deal with him as they want to leave. It's not till after the consequence of what Tom Hardy did to Cockroach that finally Austin Butler's like, yeah, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm not coming back. And you really see that this is a culture and this was a club. It was started with really good intent. Because in the film's backstory, this was sort of started. They were. It started as racing motorcycles, and then Tom Hardy, he brought it a little more. It became a much bigger and bigger club. But then we got to see how that really falls apart and becomes something far from what it really started. Not only due to people getting older, but also the new members and how the cultural shift in the 60s, how that really just changes people. And some don't handle it as well as others. And so you really just, throughout the movie, you get to see this organization just change. And not really for the better, unfortunately. It really does end on a bittersweet ending because, well, I'm not, again, not going to go into spoilers. You'll see what happens to Tom Hardy's character, and it doesn't end pretty. We'll just say that to the least. But other than that, I would say go see the Bike Riders. If you don't want to go see Inside Out 2 and you want something else, I suppose here's something you can watch. There is that new Kevin Costner Western out, but I think it's like the first movie out of like 4 parts or something, so maybe when it's all released together, I'll review it as a whole and maybe not as a separate piece. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hey, it would also make a good drive-in film, so if your local drive-in happens to be showing the Bike Riders as the first feature or the second feature, also something to check out as well. So I would say Bike Riders is a recommend. Maybe don't wait till streaming if you don't have to. I'd go see it now. Just go see it now and get it over with. Trust me, you'll probably be missing. You'll probably be missing out if you don't. So other than that, that's all I got for today. Just a little quick review. I would go see the Bike Riders. And other than that, have a good rest of the day and see ya.